Look like a fucking rooster with that hair. I don't know why. It's a regular mohawk, but to me it looks like a rooster. Looks like a drowned rooster. I got you. How you doing, Alistair?
Just wonderful. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks, man.
So,
Yeah, I don't like it that way, but I guess I get all that growing all. But I was just watching a compilation of Gypsy Crusader on YouTube, like one of these comps where they take all different clips of them over the years, and so I see a lot more of him on YouTube, which is good. They allow it. Like the same thing with Fuentes. He's not allowed on the platform, but there's a lot of other people that are hosting his clips and they make money. How you doing, man? Have a good day. And they allow that to happen, which is kind of cool because people get to see it. They should do it with Owen Benjamin too. I think they probably still do. I haven't checked in on him in a while. I wonder what he's up to. I kind of got just not like turned off, you'd say. Sounds a bit gay, but yeah, when he had this thing where he was doing the Great Bear Trail, and the idea of it isn't bad. What he calls his followers bears. What his idea is if you had resources that you could let other people use, like say you were a homesteader and like you had access to certain things, or you could help one of your fellow bear people, you add your information with your address to this list. So people traveling across the country could know, oh, there's a bear guy in Oklahoma, or there's this guy up here. It was a way to help build community so that if you're traveling through the U.S., you have these other resources you can stop at. And what they did also is they made a list of what they had. Like some people, like I'm a prepper, I do canning, I shoot at the range, I have a range I shoot at. So you're letting people know what you have for food and for weapons. And you see how this could be a problem, right? What you're doing is you're adding your name to a list with all the resources you may or may not have. And that just, to me, it didn't seem like a good idea. Like you're basically super doxing yourself, and you're telling anyone who may be interested, like a letter agency, what if you're armed, what kind of weapons you have, like everything. It was weird. I was watching it happen in real time going, are people going to do this? I mean, yeah, it was presented as this way, hey, I can see this guy up here and he goes to the range, or this guy over here does whatever. Fucking, he makes tents, or this guy over here, can show me how to can fucking tomatoes for storage. Whatever the case. But you're putting that information online. And it's called the Great Bear Trail. Now, I mean, in a different world, I guess, it would be a good thing, a nice thing to help to link up with other people who are like-minded. But I don't know. To me, it's like I could see where that would be more problems. If they ever have to do a grab or something, or anything that happens, they can just come right to you. What's up, man? No, I didn't see him.
yeah, thanks.
Oh man, I hope you find him. Yeah, he's got a cool old dog. Hang on a second, I gotta run in here. Yeah, so I've been following his story like for years now. I saw the whole thing kind of happen, how he got arrested. Not all of it, but I was keeping track of it through, people talking about it on 4chan and stuff. It's pretty crazy what happened to him. And I'm surprised that he was able to kind of get out of it. If that's, if you consider what getting out of it, he's probably still watched. I don't know if he can have a firearm still. I don't know anything about that, except I know that we need people like him to be brazen and to be able to say those kind of things that, most people are thinking, because what it does is it allows, other people more freedom to say things, because whatever the system is, or whatever people monitor this stuff can say, well, they're not as bad as this guy. So he's a necessary dude to have. And, I appreciate what the guy does. There's a couple other people like him, but not as extreme as him. He's probably the most extreme. I'm not even sure where he does those streams from. I just watch clips of his from YouTube, Hold on a second, I'm sorry. Yeah, but he's talking to more kind of not mainstream people, but a little bit more mainstream than he was before. Like as far as people having him on their shows and interviewing him, his growing popularity is a reflection of the growing sentiment of people in the country, and in fact in the world. I mean, this is happening everywhere, where they're using people as biological weapons to disrupt and destroy communities. They're being used, and the thing is, it's for a lot of them, I don't think they care, as long as they can, hurt my people and rob stores and shit, burn places down. So a lot of them don't care, and people watching this, and people are watching it, are just like, what the fuck? Especially with this latest thing, with the EBT thing, how they're saying now they're going to go to stores and rob other people. You better lock up all your stuff. It's like, you guys were already doing that. You're already doing all that stuff. Everyone already knows to lock up their fucking house if you live in a certain place or, around certain people. You've already learned that. But it's just another one of those good mask off kind of things for normies, really. Like when the Charlie Kirk thing happened, when the Charlie Kirk psyop, you saw the people celebrating. That was the biggest good thing from that. You get to see who these people are. Same thing with the EBT thing. It's like they're just fucking going on the internet. Endless TikTok clips. Just, saying things that would get the cops knocking on my door if I said half of the shit. It's fucking crazy. I got my building manager hat on. I don't want to shoot the camera at him. Hold on.
You can upgrade and get like free things to upgrade it.
Yeah, one good thing though, like I was mentioning, I think earlier today, is toward the end of the month, a lot of the migrants, the people dropped off here from all over the world, they're not out. They're not in stores. Because it's end of the month, they don't have any money. 2 weeks into it, they kind of, 2 weeks after pay, they usually vanish from the stores. I don't know what they're doing, probably causing trouble in their own little areas, But so it's nice. They don't let you forget though, because as I'm walking through, it's all modern hip hop. They used to be island music everywhere. You'd go in any store, be a guy with the ukulele, right? Always island music. That's all gone, and now I was listening to some modern R&B shit, where they take old 80s songs, usually white people's pop songs, and then they caterwaul over them with a beat, and act like it's a new song. Hold on, let me get my cigarettes out of here. But in this case, it was, I was Michael Jackson, so it was still a white guy. But, yeah, and as I'm listening to this absolute shit music, I'm looking all around me, and every single giant ad, they have these giant ads all throughout the store that line the walls of just faces, and I'm looking and saying, there's an Asian girl, black, Asian, no white people, not one. If you go in there, you could probably see them from here. Watch, I'll show you what I mean. And it's all fun, it's just funny. It's just funny to me. Well, no, you can't see. See where like the blue is on that back wall? The registers are there, so there's none. But in the rest of the store, hold on a second. I'm gonna put you up here for a second. In the rest of the store, it's all these big giant like cutout photo things, and yeah, it's just all faces of people laughing or whatever. Now I gotta get my lighters. Why is everything a nightmare? Hold on a second. I'm just gonna shut you down for a minute. Hang on. I sometimes think about people that just happen upon my channel and hear me talking like this, you know. They must think like fucking, well, this handsome guy is really racist, huh? And yeah, I don't know. I'm not any more racist than anyone else is. I think we're all a little bit racist. I would say I'm more a diversity critic. But yeah, there's nothing is coming from me that's hatred for anyone else. It's a love for my own people. And I see what's going on with the West and how they're trying to eradicate them. You know, it's policy in some parts of the world, like in South Africa right now, what they're doing to whites, they're doing ethnic cleansing, they're killing them all off. Pretty crazy. And I know who's behind it. And it's like, it's almost not the people that are doing it. It's almost not their fault, because they're, you know, you dump a wolf in a hen house, with, you know, you gotta be mad at the wolf? No. So it's the same thing with these Western cities, you know. A very small group of people have determined that, well, you know, not to get into the whole thing again, there's a reason. It's religious, you know, it's a religious reason where they got to get rid of us. I understand the whole thing. I never saw this angle, though. I mean, I knew they had to do it. And for years, I was wondering how it was going to be done. I was kind of thinking of the angle of maybe they would sort of say Christianity was bad for different groups, or whether it's LGBT. I'm in the group, I can't say it. The LGBT group. Oh, there we go. Whether they were dangerous to them, so now we have to round them up. There's all different ways I was thinking about how this could go down. I didn't see them importing massive amounts of third worlders into the first world space, like they've done. You know, and when it comes to some groups of people, like black people, you don't need them to even be from the third world. Mainland American blacks will do the same thing. Will serve the same purpose. They will do the same shit that the guys from Zimbabwe or Haiti will do. Yeah, I mean that's what's going on. They're using these people as like fucking bioweapons and to topple these cities. So it's like, you know, that's why I'm even bringing it up. I don't give a fuck about other people. I do not care. Like, people hear this and they'll think, oh, you're obsessed with black people. No, it's just right now they're in direct conflict with my people, and it's not a hatred for anybody else. I don't hate anyone. I think to hate someone, to really hate them, you need to have some kind of relationship with them. There has to be something more. In the same way that you can't love someone you don't know, you can't hate someone you don't know. You know, it's impossible. It's not real. They can use the term to try to metaphorically beat you about the head and neck with it, but the fact of the matter is, it's not true. You don't hate anyone. You don't. You have to know them. You have to have I mean, there's people I should hate that I don't. You know, it's a very extreme emotion. Think about the amount of times you've been in love. That's about as often as you'll hate someone, for real. It's just a Trotsky weapon. He didn't come up with the word hate. I mean, he came up with racist, though, Trotsky, who's now still alive and well, and calling himself Sam Hyde. But the Trotsky words are just used primarily for white people. So if we ever get uppity and start complaining about the fucking boot on our neck, they can just say, oh, you know, and throw these words at you, and most fucking white people will go like, oh dear, you know, because they're so trained to do that way. They're so programmed and spellcasted. You know, we wouldn't have that kind of thing going on before COVID. But they know that the reason it has to be those particular people is because they're the ones most likely to not be able to assimilate with people, as we see anywhere they go, you know, anywhere they are. Where's the worst part of town? Any place you land in, any city you land in, where's the shit part? All right, who's there? You know, it's just how it is. But it's not even their fault. It drives people crazy when I say this. I mean, yeah, they do all that bad shit and high propensity for murder and assault and rape and everything and stuff like that. But what you're doing, in essence, by having them living in the West and trying to live with civilized people, it's like trying to get a fish to be a fucking mountain climber. Genetically, it's just not going to happen. It can't happen. And all that's going to happen is the fish is going to get frustrated. And if it happens to be a shark, you better fucking look out. You know, you better start not relaxing a lot. So, you know, they think of this stuff. They don't leave anything to chance. You know, they don't leave anything to chance. There's a lot of people around here, so I'm gonna tag out. I don't like being around like when people have families and kids, and it makes me nervous because when people, you know how people are sometimes. They're like, well, why are you filming my kids? It's like, I'm not. But I can get that vibe sometimes. I can feel it. I can feel it right now, so I'm going to bow out. Thanks for dropping in. Till next time. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.